All right, now to the dangerous craze of train surfing, where teenagers risk their lives by holding onto the outside of a moving carriage. Tonight, they tell us why they do it, even when they know the next ride could kill them.
It's the stupid stunt happening right around the country that can end in death. But that won't stop these teenage train terrors.
Done it when I was but I prefer doing it sober.
And authorities are struggling to put an end to it.
It's definitely dumb, and it's definitely a way to die.
Just last weekend, yet another video emerged of these mindless daredevils in action. Recently, this young man, holding a can in one hand and clinging to the train with his other, risks his life for internet fame. Whilst his mate films, he brazenly boasts about the dangerous speed. And then, one of the men takes it a step further, reaching out just inches from an oncoming train. And what about this stunt? This bloke cheats death too, hanging on with just one hand, spray painting with the other. Until now, train surfers have remained underground, but a current affair exposes the troublemakers and goes inside the mind of the madness.
Very common. A lot of kids my age are doing it.
Most train surfers are teenagers with nothing better to do. Jack is the perfect example of a young man with too much time on his hands.
Well, it's the adrenaline, and like, look at you, for example. You've got a job, you're mainstream, and it gets boring. You've got to go do something completely stupid, otherwise you just sit there and like, you end up, no offence to them, but you end up sitting there like a complete douche all day, standing there doing nothing. Or we'll go to the city and we'll do something stupid, and it makes us feel alive rather than just sitting here like a piece of plastic.
Brazen, unashamed, almost proud, he paints a shockingly simple truth.
That's a pretty dangerous way to live your life, though, because you're pushing the limits, mate, and you're on something that's going so fast. It's very dangerous.
Accidents happen. I fell once. I'm fine.
You fell once?
I fell once.
It's a similar story for his mate Andrew.
It's a stupid thing, but it's just the adrenaline, the rush that you get, all the wind going through your hair, trying to hold on.
Why do they risk their lives?
Putting your life on the line.
Yeah, you can risk your own life picking up either dead or behind bars.
So why would you think that that's a smart thing to do?
Well,
young, dumb and stupid.
yeah, pretty much.
They're pretty damn stupid, and I don't know how you reach them, but they're pretty thick.
But broadcaster Neil Mitchell says that's not good enough.
It's no good finding them. I don't think they'll be caught. You know what I'd do if I could would be sit them down with some of the train drivers who have been in the middle of death on the rail system.
Ben can't see anything wrong with it.
You're not concerned for your own safety?
Not really, no. Just in the moment, you don't really pay attention much. A lot of people think it's an attention thing, but most people do it just because it's fun.
It just takes one small thing to go wrong and it's all over. Doesn't that terrify you? Shouldn't that terrify you?
It's more adrenaline.
Audrey and Tim Wilkinson know all too well the consequences of behaviour like this. Their 17-year-old son, James, died in 2012 after he was surfing on top of a train.
So many of his mates, his family, so many people just never get over it.
James paid the ultimate price and everyone's living this life without him now.
He was nicknamed the Kelly Slater of train surfing, in tribute to one of the world's best real surfers.
He's gone. That's just don't take risks, don't do it.
The main trouble spot for authorities is currently in Frankston, in Melbourne's southeast. Its recent resurgence in popularity is part of something much bigger, as explained by Brandon.
There was a competition going on with all the Frankston boys to see how long you can hold on throughout the stations before you get caught or either fall off. And most people normally last probably 2 stations and then they either get caught or they jump off.
And I do think a lot of younger people who train, surf or ride on the back of trains don't realise how dangerous it is.
The Victorian Public Transport CEO, Mark Wilde, is furious.
People who train surf are incredibly stupid. Not only are there bridges which are clearly a hazard when you're train surfing, but the top of our train is completely alive with electricity. You will be electrocuted if you train surf. It's incredibly dangerous.
But will the warnings really ever sink in?
And so there are no regrets for your train surfing?
It's like the time I fell, nah.
They're young and think they're never going to die, do they?